Samantha, and welcome Samantha's family. I'm so happy to see you again as we saw you a few days ago. So again, welcome. I'm very excited to share this experience with you as well as your family, as I just said. And so family, welcome. My name is Dr. Dawn, and you're at One Love Family Wellness and Chiropractic. So welcome. All right, so let's get started. So I just wanted to remind you of the goals that you stated to me. And number one, which is beautiful, is be the best mom that you can be, which I think as a mother and as a woman, we all would love that. Number two is to increase your endurance and strength and agility for your surf meets because you do compete in surfing competitions. And number three is you're kind of experiencing some digestive problems and headaches sporadically. And that also may be due to just being in the sun so much and not getting adequate amount of water like we talked about before, as well as what we'll be talking about in a few moments. So just want to get your agreement that these are things that you said. Yeah? All right, perfect. Okay, so based on our previous appointment that we had, we ran a bunch of tests. We did x-rays, flexion extension x-rays, lateral view as well. We did x-rays of the pelvis, and we also did some movement tests, yoga poses. As you were there, we did a whole plethora of different tests. And so with those tests, we've spent the last few days going over all the results that we found, and we've created a care plan for you based on what we found. And so first I wanted to mention what exactly we found. And so number one is through the movement tests and everything, we noticed that there was a reduced amount of range of motion in your lumbar spine, which as a surfer I could see how frustrating that could be, especially when you're trying to turn around for a wave and it's just not happening in the time that you'd like. Beyond this, there is hypertonicity in a major muscle back there in your lower spine, the quadratus lumborum, and that could be contributing to some pelvic torsion that we saw as well through the x-rays, and also just through palpating and watching your movement and your gait, your walking. So hypertonicity just means that the tone is very tight, it's very constricted. And you can kind of think of it as a bunch of molecules kind of getting really tight and restricted and like squeezing in and kind of rumbling against each other and not really finding peace and ease. And beyond that, we found some subluxations through your flexion and extension x-rays. And again, vertebral subluxation, that's whenever we notice that the bone is more so out of the place that the body normally would want it to be and normally would have it if everything were perfect for full optimal functioning, at least in our understanding. And so the areas of vertebral subluxation that we found were near your lower spine, so at your lower spine rather, your T12 to L1 junction, which makes sense, as well as we found that there was a spondy at your L5. I have one as well, so I know the effects of that. And what's going on is the vertebrae, the body of it is pushing forward towards your stomach. And so through the adjustment process and through the different ways that we're going to go about our corrective care, we hope to kind of bring that back in to keep it stable and strong for you. So it's not a high risk, it's a low risk, but it is there and it is serious, and if not treated, it can always move to another level in the staging process, and we're here to transform upward. So let's continue with that. So again, to remind you and also to tell the family what a vertebral subluxation is again, it's like a bone out of place theory, or what I like to kind of describe it as say you have this light bulb and you have all these wires, everything there, all the parts there, just like in our body, right? But something just isn't connected all the way, and so the light doesn't turn on, or if it does, it flickers or it's dim. And that's what goes on in our nervous system. And every nerve in our body, which stems from our brain and our spinal cord, goes out into every area in our body, our muscles, our organs, our tendons, our glands, everything in our body. And so if one of those areas are not functioning right based on misalignment or whatever's going on in that area, maybe inflammation, hypertonicity, then function throughout the body, say your digestive system, say headaches, would be persistent and could eventually get worse depending on if it is left untreated. And so again, we're so happy that you're here so that we can address that for you. And also we found a few, again, vertebral subluxations up near your occiput, so your cranium, right up there, right at the little junction right here, and a few segments down. And so we'll be working with that area as well. So I first want to check in. How's everybody doing? Perfect. All right, so we're so excited because this is exactly what we do. So we can help with all these things, and we're really looking forward to sharing this experience with you. All right, so you ready to hear the care plan? Perfect. All right, so we like to name these phases. So we have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is for 3 months. It's called the New Heights phase. And this is really the important phase. So we'll be adjusting 3 times a week for 3 weeks, and then we'll reassess, and then after that, we usually start seeing our patients 2 times a week for adjustments. Included with that, we'll do cranial sacral session, a one hour cranial sacral session once a week. We also do yoga and stability training, and that'll be 3 times a week. And you'll do this integrated with your appointments as well. So it's not like you're coming in a million times. You're coming in usually about 3 times a week, and you'll get all of this in. Included in that, we have a functional nutritionist. And so the nutritionist will be coming in and will be working with you and your family if they come in as well. Or rather, when they come in, whenever they see how exciting these results are for your transformation. And one more thing is we do intuitive counseling, so that'll be 1 time a week. You know, again, going back to you want to be the best mom that you can be. Oftentimes, like we have these areas within ourselves, within our thought patterns that are not changing for a while, and so to be able to not only address that through addressing our vertebral subluxations through the adjustment, as well as cranial work and nutrition, but also to actually be able to talk it out and to get to the root of causal issues through experience is really fantastic, and so we offer that as well. All right, so that's the first phase. And what's so important about this first phase and why it's so regimented is because this is our foundational phase. This is when we're really working with the nervous system and really working hard to make these new patterns and to create memory with these new patterns. And so it's going to take a great effort from you and from us, and we are so happy to and thrive in this experience with you to do this. This is what we do, and this is what we're here for. And so, yeah, this very important phase, and we just know that there will be a lot of transformation with your mind, body, and spirit as you continue working with us. So again, now moving on to phase 2. Doing good? All right, perfect. Doing great. All right, so the next phase is phase 2, 3 months again. We call this the strength and endurance phase. And again, at every stage, every phase, we do a reevaluation just to check how the body is responding to everything. So now that we have the foundation, the core foundation, now we're just going to keep hammering that into the nervous system, into your body, into your mind, into your spirit, so that the only thing that it can do is to transform in this beautiful way for you so that you can function at your most optimal means ever and beyond, right? Okay, so adjustments will be 2 times a week. Cranial work will be once a week again for the next 3 months. Yoga and stability training will be 4 times a week. And that's very important because we're really working with the muscles and with opening up, with creating more range of motion, working with that quadratus lumborum. And it's just going to be fantastic for you. And the adjustments, now we're just ingraining that foundation through every adjustment that we make so that you're really expansive in your movement, your thoughts, and really hitting the goals that you wanted and more. So again, beyond this, we're also doing Tai Chi and Qigong training. And so that's just working with the energy and acting like water, allowing our bodies to be like water through life. And that's the adaptive phases, and adaptive in a way that's of our highest good. So we'll be doing that 2 times a week. Again, nutrition and intuitive counseling will continue. The intuitive counseling once every 2 weeks, and you'll see why as we continue. And finally, our last phase is phase 3, and this is the rediscover ourselves phase. And so again, reevaluation. This time we'll be adjusting 1 to 2 times, or once a week to once every 2 weeks, cranial once every 2 weeks, yoga 4 to 5 times a week, and nutrition and intuitive counseling once a month. And so with this, again, we've ingrained this new foundation in your body, and now we're just maintaining and reaching new heights with yourself and with the entire experience. And so that's what the phases consist of. And the lifetime phase will be from here on out, and every 3 months we'll recheck and see how you're doing. And and so with this plan, we have set costs with everything, but we would like you to discuss that with our cost specialist. She's fantastic. She's total family member, part of the team, all about love, and I think you'll be very comfortable with her and ask her as many questions as you'd like. She has all the answers and more, and very welcoming and loving. So that's about it for today. Thank you so much for coming in and having your family come in, and we look forward to seeing all of you very soon. Have a beautiful day, and if you have any questions, please let me know or go and talk to the front desk. Thank you so much. Namaste.